Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in our first class, Class 44, heifer 8 months and under 16 months. And today it goes to catalogue number 432, MCN Dear Dala, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. In second place today we have catalogue number 434, Cab High Unique, exhibited by Caboolture State High School. And in third place today we have catalogue number 435, Cab High Almara, exhibited by Caboolture State High School. Ladies and gentlemen, as this is the only junior female class, catalogue 432 goes on to become our junior champion heifer, and catalogue number 434 goes on to become our reserve junior champion heifer. Our junior champion heifer today does receive the association sash as well as a trophy sponsored by West Moreton Braford Promotion Group, which today is being presented by Les McDonald of Ben Varden Brafords. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate catalogues 432, MCN Dear Dala, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College as our junior champion heifer, and catalogue 434, Cab High Unique, exhibited by Caboolture State High School as our reserve junior champion heifer. I'll now pass across to Mr Wayne York for comments on our first class.
Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And before we start, thank you very much to the Braford Society for giving me the opportunity to cast my eye over their wonderful cattle today. Also, thanks again to the RNA for entrusting me with the task of being the overjudge. Ladies and gentlemen, the first female class we've got today, I've gone with this heifer as our first place and our junior champion. Just so much volume, so beautiful, soft type of skin to her. As she walks around, she's obviously ready to get back to the sheds or something, but she moves freely, she tracks very well, she's got really good bone. I really like the extra skin she's got on the flank and depth of body to her. So that's why she's up in first place. That overall volume in a female like that, and that overall appeal, I think she's well and truly deserves a first place. Taking another way from the female, I've put in second place here, a heifer that is very complete in a lot of ways. I like the neck extension to this heifer. She's long-bodied, she's smooth. The thing that probably put her over the heifer in third place is just that little bit more natural thickness through the hind quarter, and the hip to pin setup is probably why she's up there in second place and not third. But overall, a very clean heifer that's good through underneath and good udder development as well for a heifer that age. The heifer in third place, a very stylish heifer, very soft and supple, and going to be a great feminine breeder as she gets older, just overshadowed by a bit of volume and performance today. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just some more information about the bulls currently in front of you. Catalogue 436 has a current weight of 285 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 4 and 3, and an EMA of 68. Catalogue number 437 has a current weight of 358 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 6 and 4, and an EMA of 67. Catalogue number 438 has a current weight of 367 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 7 and 5, and an EMA of 91. Catalogue number 439 has a current weight of 415 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 7 and 5, and an EMA of 77. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 46, Bull 8 months and under 16 months. And in first place today we have catalogue number 438, Cap High Unmatched, exhibited by Caboolture State High School. In second place today we have catalogue number 437, GKA Kevy 008, exhibited by Georgia Newitt. And in third place today we have catalogue number 439, GKA Legend 005, exhibited by Georgia Newitt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across our judge for comments on the class.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this young bull in first place here. I admire just the softness of skin this bull, the extra room that he's got to grow into, this particular bull. They're only young bulls and they haven't had a lot of feed, as you can see in the ring. But you can see the skin fold along his side. You can see that he's got good bone, plenty of flank there. When you get behind him, he's deep down through that thigh. Softness, got enough neck extensions, a bit of natural thickness to there. Walks around really well, so that's the reason why that bull's been put up in first place. Just that overall softness of body and that muscle pattern that's put him up in first place. The reason I put this bull in second place behind the other fella, I feel he probably wasn't as deep or as soft or as loose a skin as the bull in first place, but a bull that tracks very, very well. He's complete in a lot of places, very good underline and very clean made, and a bull that will get out there and work as he gets older with the longevity in mind. It was his overall balance that probably put him over the bull in third place. The oldest fella in the class, he was a few months older than the other fella, and I just thought this fella just didn't track as well as the bull in second, and that's why he's in third today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wayne. We will now move on to our second junior bull class, Class 47, Bull 16 months and under 20 months. I would ask the catalogue numbers 440 through to 445, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just some more information about the bulls currently before you. Catalogue 440 has a current weight of 680 kilos, P8 rip bat depth of 11 and 7, and an EMA of 107. Catalogue number 441 has a current weight of 562 kilos, P8 rip bat depth of 9 and 6, and an EMA of 106. Catalogue number 442 has a current weight of 688 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 15 and 10 and an EMA of 120. Catalogue number 443 has a current weight of 714 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 8 and an EMA of 112. Catalogue number 444 has a current weight of 824 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 14 and 10 and an EMA of 112. Catalogue number 445 has a current weight of 604 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 11 and 8 and an EMA of 107. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 47, bulls 16 months and under 20 months. In first place today, we have catalogue number 444, MCN Tucson, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. In second place today, we have catalogue number 440, Strathgal Pedro 3409, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. And in third place today, we have catalogue number 442, MCN Ramon, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across our judge for comments on the class.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this big deep barrel bull. It is our first place getter in this class. He was the heaviest bull in the class. A bull I think had the most capacity in the class as well. He's very well boned. When you stand beside him, he's long bodied, deep and soft, and got plenty of volume to him for a young bull. So that overall that volume that this bull offers and the meat that this bull has is the reason why I put him up in first place today. The bull in second place, a bull that's probably cut to a similar mould, I suppose. He's just a moderate frame bull, but what I do like about this bull is his bone that this bull has, the outlook that he has through the front end, his good sirey head. He stands up beautiful through the front forequarter there, deep and soft as well all over. Lots of flank on him, very good bone bull. If anything, I'd probably like to just tidy his feet up a little bit and let him carry himself just a fraction bit better, but overall just a really soft, easy doing, fleshy type of industry bull. The bull in third place, slightly little different style, more of a later maturing bull in my opinion. A very free moving bull, a bull that tracks pretty well as he moves around the ring. But yes, I just didn't think that he had the volume and just a little bit more later maturing than the bulls in first and second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on now to the judging of the Junior Champion and Reserve Junior Champion Bull. I would therefore ask if catalogue numbers 438 and catalogue number 444, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, a bit more information about the two bulls currently parading before you. Catalogue 438 has a current weight of 367 kilos, P8 root fat depth of 7 and 5, and an EMA of 91. Catalogue number 444 has a current weight of 824 kilos, a P8 root fat depth of 14 and 10, and an EMA of 112. Ladies and gentlemen, if catalogue 440 could please enter the ring. And as he enters the ring, catalogue 440 has a current weight of 680 kilos, a P8 root fat depth of 11 and 7, and an EMA of 107. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Junior Champion Bull and Reserve Junior Champion Bull. And today our Junior Champion Bull goes to catalogue number 444, MCN Tucson, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Our Reserve Junior Champion Bull today goes to catalogue number 440, Strathgyle Pedro 3409, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, our Junior Champion Bull receives a trophy which is sponsored by CRT Farmcraft Rural Calbar, which has been sponsored by Daneview Brahmins. Today that is being presented by Nick Cleese from KC Contracting. The Reserve Junior Champion Bull there also receives a trophy which has been sponsored by West Morton Braford Promotional Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across to our overjudge for comments on this championship class.
Thank you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with the big bull as our junior champion today. Just that overall fleshing that this bull offers is probably just overshadowed that younger bull that was down the back there before. Like I said earlier, he's deep through the thigh, he's got plenty of flank, he's good boned, he's really industry relevant, he's got enough muscle with enough evenness of fat as well. So a bull that I think tracks pretty well and a bull that'll go out and do a good job. The bull in reserve, as I said before, a real sirey type this bull, like a beautiful front end and appeal to him, this particular bull. Very well boned, and a bull that'll go out there and do a hell of a job too. So congratulations to the exhibitors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move now on to the judging of our senior cow or heifer class. We start off with class 48. There is only a single entrant, catalogue number 446. If you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in class 48, cow or heifer, 20 months and under 30 months. And today in first place we have catalogue number 446, Cam Dunn Violet, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge will withhold his comments until she comes back in for judging in the senior champion. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move now to judging class 49, cow 30 months and under 60 months. I would ask the catalogue numbers 447 through to 450. If you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do have a catalogue, catalogue 451 and 452 have been withdrawn. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made it. My apologies. The judge has made his decision in Class 49, car 30 months under 60 months. And in first place today, we have catalogue number 448, MCN Hermione, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. In second place today, we have catalogue number 447, Little Valley Barbara Ann, exhibited by Georgia Newitt. And in third place today, we have catalogue number 449, Cab High Rose, exhibited by Caboolture State High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this female in as our first place in this here. She's doing a tremendous job on that calf, as you can see. A female that's very well balanced from every angle. She's got the right angulation to her as well. She's refined through the front. She's deep and soft, got a good udder on her. She tracks very well, this female. She's just a very maternal type cow that you can see that would go out and last a long time out in the paddock, and that's what I'm looking for, a female that will go and reproduce every year and produce a quality calf, and that's what that cow offers. Just overshadowed this second place here, just slightly, probably not as big as the female in first place. I'd probably like to see a little bit more performance, but that could be nutrition as well. But overall, not a bad female, this young female. She's very correct. She's got great angulation. She's deep in the hind quarter. She's refined through the front shoulder, right through the neck. Good neck extension. Tracks very, very well. Got a beautiful udder and is doing a good job on that calf. So she well and truly deserves a second place there. The female in third place. A female I would probably love to see with a calf at foot in these sort of particular classes, but a female that's very deep and soft, very functional, and a female that's very long and deep-bodied, but just overshadowed by those two cows in production in front of her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now move on to the judging of our senior champion and reserve senior champion cow or heifer. I would therefore ask if catalogue numbers 446 and 448, if you could please parade before the judge. I would also ask that catalogue number 447 be prepared to enter the ring if the judge requires. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the senior champion and reserve senior champion cow or heifer. And today, our senior champion cow or heifer goes to catalogue number 448, MCN Hermione, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Our reserve senior champion cow or heifer today goes to catalogue number 447, Little Valley Barbara Ann, exhibited by Georgia Newitt. Ladies and gentlemen, they do receive the senior champion cow or heifer, is sponsored by Danview Braford, and today Mr. Rob Cleese is providing both the association sash along with the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the championship class.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said in the class earlier, this cow here, she's just very complete in a lot of ways. No matter which angle you look from her, she sort of ticks lots of boxes there. She's very feminine, a real maternal type of female, and I just think that's overall completeness is what that gives her the senior champion today, and she's doing a really good job on the calf too, so a credit to the breeder there. Taking nothing away from that female that we put in second place, like I said before, probably just doesn't have the scale or the volume as the female in first place, but very well put together, very sound, very functional, and a female that's going to go and breed on for many years. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will move on now to the judging of the grand champion cow or heifer. I would therefore ask if our junior champion heifer, catalogue 432, along with our senior champion heifer, catalogue 448, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Grand Champion cow or heifer, and today our Grand Champion cow in the Braford ring goes to catalogue number 448, MCN Hermione, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, they do receive the Elders Shield of Excellence, which today is being presented by Mr Mitch Jackson from Elders in Mergen. They also receive a trophy, which is sponsored by R&J Bucking Bulls, and that is being presented by Jess McDowell Cleese. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now pass across to our judge for comments on the championship.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the cow and calf has come to the fore here in this particular to be our Grand Champion female today. The young female that was the junior champion, a very stylish and very good type of female too, but I just couldn't go past the cow and calf unit. She's out there, she's on the job. She ticks a lot of boxes, like I said earlier. The young heifer may even have a little bit more performance than the cow and calf, but on the day I've gone with the unit because she's in production. There's really no faults with her, and she's doing a good job, so congratulations to the breeder. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move on to the judging of our first senior bull class, Class 50, bull 20 months and under 30 months. If we could please have catalogues 453 to 457 parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just a bit more information about the bulls currently before you. Catalogue number 453 has a current weight of 672 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 16 and 4, and an EMA of 102. Catalogue number 454 has a current weight of 806 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 11 and 8, and an EMA of 130. Catalogue number 455 has a current weight of 728 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 10 and 7, and an EMA of 120. Catalogue number 456 has a current weight of 934 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 22 and 11, and an EMA of 134. Catalogue number 457 has a current weight of 988 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 137. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 50, bull 20 months and under 30 months. And in first place today, we have catalogue number 457, MCN Corporal, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. In second place today, we have catalogue number 456, KEDA Jagger, exhibited by Brendan Lau. And in third place today, we have catalogue number 454, Cam Dunn Benham, exhibited by St. Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across to our judge for comments.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with the bull up in first place here. I just like the really overall completeness that this bull has. He's got plenty of muscle. You get behind him, he's thick. He carries it down through the thigh, through the round. He's very well balanced. You get up over top of him. He's good over the loins, carries it through to the shoulder. You can see when he stands there, he's very smooth made, this bull. He's got a beautiful front end on him, a nice siry head. He tracks very well as he walks around. He's reproductively sound, a very good sheath on him, and a bull that to me ticks lots of boxes, and a bull that could go out and do numerous jobs in the industry, but a bull that's got that performance and also that carcass attributes that I look for in a sire. The bull in second place, a really deep made, soft, easy doing type of bull. Good through the front, this bull, really good bone. Probably just didn't have that natural muscling as the bull in first place, and probably not just as complete and as sound as the bull that is in first place, and that's why he's down in second today. The bull in third place, he's probably about 6 months younger than those two bulls up above him, but a bull that's got a really good muscle pattern to him. I'd like to see him just carry those back legs just a little bit better, but his overall muscle pattern to this bull, I think, is something that we need in the industry. We still need those bulls that can put a bit of grunt in them, and that bull definitely does have muscle and a bit of shape about him. So a bull that's good underneath as well, but overall just overshadowed by sheer soundness and weight for age as the bulls above him. Thank you.
We'll now move on to Class 51, bull 30 months and under 42 months. If we could please have catalogues 458 and 460 parade before the judge. If you do have a catalogue 459 is withdrawn. And just in relation to these two bulls here, catalogue 458 has a current weight of 870 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 125. Catalogue 460 has a current weight of 960 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 24 and 15, and an EMA of 131. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 51, bull 30 months and under 42 months. And in first place today, we have catalogue number 458, Chadwick Downs Rampage V080, exhibited by Chadwick Downs Cattle Company. In second place today, we have catalogue number 460, Cab High Swagman, exhibited by Caboolture State High School. I'll pass across to our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you, Matt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bull that I put up in first place, you've got to admire the length of body in this bull, the head carriage in this particular calf. He's long and smooth all the way through. Probably hasn't had quite the show prep as some others, but a bull that displays a lot of muscling there through the hind quarter. You can see that he's built right there. You can see him carrying it along the top line as well in that big long body. He stands pretty good on good bone and walks around pretty freely. So a bull that definitely ticks a lot of boxes and has got good growth for age. He overshadowed the bull in second place just with a little bit more natural muscling. I'd like to see the fella in second just carry that little bit more natural muscling, but a really deep-sided calf. Just didn't have that scope or the scale as the bull in first place. Thank you.
We now move on to the judging of the Senior Champion and Reserve Senior Champion Bull. I would therefore ask our two Senior Champion Bull winners, Catalogue 457, Catalogue 458, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just more information about the two bulls in front of you there. Catalogue 457 has a current weight of 988 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 137. Catalogue number 458 has a current weight of 870 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 125. And just a bit more information about bull 456 that's just entered the ring. He has a current weight of 934 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 22 and 11, and an EMA of 134. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the senior and reserve senior champion bull, and today our senior champion bull in the Braford ring goes to catalogue number 457. 457, MCN Corporal, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Our reserve senior champion today goes to catalogue number 458, Chadwick Downs Rampage, exhibited by Chadwick Downs Cattle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll now pass across to our judge for comments.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with the bull in first as our senior champion here. I just like his overall completeness and sire appeal that this bull offers. He's got plenty of muscling, he's smooth made, great skin type on the bull. He's got a beautiful front end and sire appeal to him as well. The thing I really do like about him, he tracks very well, and I think even though he's 28 months of age, I think there's still a bit of room left in him. He's going to get bigger and better as we keep going. He hasn't hit his straps yet, so I do think that bull is very complete in a lot of ways, and he's an overall winner. The bull in second place, again, like I said earlier, probably hasn't had the show prep as the other bulls, but you can see that this bull has got natural thickness to him. You can see he's got meat in him. He's long, he's good boned, he stands very well, he's got a really good front end to him, but that overall length is what put him in as a reserve senior over the bull down the back there, but just overshadowed by that full completeness of the bull that won senior champion today, but both very good bulls. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, they do receive the association sash as well as produce, which today is being sponsored by D&J Rural Supplies, and that was presented by Jess McDowell-Cleese. We will now move on to the judging of our Grand Champion Bull, so I would therefore ask our Junior Champion Bull, which is catalogue number 444, and our Senior Champion Bull, catalogue number 457, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just some more information about the two bulls that are currently parading before you. Catalogue 444 has a current weight of 824 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 14 and 10, and an EMA of 112. Catalogue number 457 has a current weight of 988 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 12 and 9, and an EMA of 137. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Grand Champion Bull, and today it goes to catalogue number 457. 457 MCN Corporal, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, they do receive the Elders Shield of Excellence, sponsored by Elders Limited, which today is being presented by Mr Mitch Jackson from Mergen. They also received the Association Sash, along with the trophy, today being sponsored by D&J Rural Supplies, which is being presented by Jess McDowell-Clasey. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across to our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you, and congratulations to the exhibitor of the Grand Champion Bull in the Braford rank this year. Like I've said a couple of times now on this particular bull, it's just his overall completeness, and I guess when you look for a bull in the industry, you want to, you know, what I'd like to think that the Grand Champion Bull of the Brafords that I pick out for today, he's a bull that goes out and goes into a herd somewhere, and you see sons and daughters come through that benefit the breed in some way, and I think this bull ticks a lot of those boxes. He's very complete. Beautiful skin type and beautiful front end, and plenty of muscle and carcass qualities to him, and overall just a complete package. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do now move on to the judging of Supreme Exhibit. So we'll just ask our two grands, our Grand Champion Bull and our Grand Champion Cow, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Supreme exhibit, and today it goes to catalogue number 457. 457 is MCN Corporal, exhibited by St Joseph's Nudgee College. Ladies and gentlemen, they do receive the association sash today, as well as a trophy, which is sponsored by Teviot Hills Braford, which today is being presented by Mr. Rob Cleese. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across to our judge for comments.
Well, thank you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it's just the completeness of this particular bull that I like a lot. Taking nothing away from the cow, she's a good cow too. But as you see that bull standing there, once you stand beside him, you just see so much natural balance in him, just so much appeal, and I just think he's going to go on and do a good job for the breed. So congratulations to all exhibitors, and congratulations to the breeder of the Supreme Champion of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. The winners of Breeders Group Class 52 was Group 462 Caboolture State High School, with second place getters 461 George and Newitt. I'll now hand over to the judge to pass his comments. Thank you.
No worries, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this young team of animals here. I just feel they're just all, they're probably just a little bit softer made, I suppose. Each animal's a little bit softer made in their makeup. They're all pretty sound and soft and fleshy, and I think that was the reason why I've gone that way. And taking nothing away from the class in second, the place getters in second, you can see what the breeder's trying to do here. There's a little bit more muscle shape and carcass to some of those animals, but I just probably like to see a little bit more softness. But overall, two very good lines of cattle, and thank you very much again. And thank you to the Braford breeders for entrusting me to cast my eye over the team here this year. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the Braford judging for 2026 at the Royal Queensland Show. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of our exhibitors, along with our overjudge today, Mr. Wayne York, and the fellow stewards. Look forward to seeing you again next year in 2027. The Parade of Champions, obviously, tomorrow afternoon. And we also have another round of judging here for the Charbrays. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Charbray Ring for the Royal Queensland Show for 2026. We are very shortly going to move on to judging of our junior females. In the Charbrays we have Class 92, so I would ask that catalogues 590 through to 592 if you could please be prepared to enter the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only female junior class that we do have, so the winner will go on to become the junior champion heifer, and the second place getter will go on to become the reserve junior champion heifer. I would like to take this opportunity as well to welcome our overjudge, Mr. Wayne York, to the ring. Once we do get that first class underway, I'll provide a bit more information about our overjudge today. But yes, I would ask if all those in class 92, heifer 16 months and under 20 months, if you could please parade before the judge. Catalogues 590, 591, 592. If there are any reps from Nudgee College, if you could please come to the Stewards tent in the Charbray ring. Any reps from Nudgee? Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 92, heifers 16 months and under 20 months. And in first place today we have catalogue number 590, Cedar Park Winter, exhibited by Glenn Zima. In second place today we have catalogue number 592, Huntington MME Tartus W138, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and I guess welcome to the Charbray judging for 2026 at the ECA. Again, thank you to the Charbray Society for giving me the opportunity to run my eye over their breed this year. First off, with the cattle here, we've got, I've given the first place to this young female up the front here. I've probably just gone with her, just her overall balance, I suppose. She's very neat in most ways. I'd probably like to tidy her a little bit up underneath. But in general, she's just a real feminine type of female. She carries herself well. She stands on good bone. She's soft through the skin. She's got enough length about her and a good angulation and neck extension through the front end, which I believe is paramount in having females that are fertile and reproductively sound throughout the herd. So a heifer that just ticks a lot of boxes for me. The heifer I put in second place, not really trying to play the game much today, but a heifer that's got so much volume to her. She's got deep bodied, plenty of bone, lots of loose skin, and yeah, I've just probably gone with the other heifer in front just for the ability that she's tracked a little bit better today and carries that balance a little bit better than that heifer in second place, but a very good heifer also. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that class, Class 590, Cedar Park Winter, also goes on to become our junior champion heifer, and our second place getter, catalogue number 592, Huntington MME Tartus W138, also becomes our reserve junior champion heifer. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move on to our first of our bull classes, Class 93 bull, 8 months under 16 months. There are two entrants in this class, catalogue number 593 and 594. If you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 93, bull 8 months and under 16 months. And in first place today, we have catalogue number 593, Cedar Park Wrangler, exhibited by Glenn Zima. In second place today, we have catalogue number 594, Cedar Park Wyatt, exhibited by Glenn Zima. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with the younger of the two bulls in this class. I've probably he probably doesn't quite have the performance as the bull a little bit older than him, but still he's still got 443 kilos. He's only sort of probably 40 kilos behind the other fellow that's a couple of months ahead. But I guess I can just see the natural muscle in this bull. You can see filled up through the watermark, through the spine. He probably could do with an extra rib. He's not quite as long as the other bull, but I just feel the potential in this calf. You can see that muscle expression through the round, and when you get behind him, he's square from behind and down, deep down through the twist and the thigh. So a bull, I think, just as he gets older, he'll get better and he'll keep displaying that muscle pattern that we need in the industry. And I think that bull will develop up into a really good calf by about 22 months of age. The bull in second place here, a bull that probably didn't just have that sire appeal as the bull in first place. A bull that's long, beautiful, smooth coat type on him. He's an extra long rib on him, that bull. He's good underneath and tracks pretty well. But I just like the other fella's natural muscling a little bit more than this particular bull. But overall, both pair of bulls are very good. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move on to our second of our junior classes, bull 16 months and under 20 months. Class 94, if we could please have catalogue numbers 595, 596, 597. Please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just a bit more information about the bulls currently parading before you in the Charbray ring. Catalogue 595 has a current weight of 696 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 9 and 7, and an EMA of 116. Catalogue number 596 has a current weight of 742 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 8 and 6, and an EMA of 112. Catalogue number 597 has a current weight of 766 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 13 and 8, and an EMA of 121. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 94, Bull 16 months and under 20 months. And in first place today, we have catalogue number 595, Huntington Warden, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. In second place today, we have catalogue number 596, Huntington Watson, exhibited once again by the Welsh Cattle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this bull in first place here, the youngest bull of the class, but a bull that I think is probably most complete and where I'd like to get him, I suppose, in the end. The bull, he's very good underneath, he carries that good natural muscle pattern and he fills it right into the shoulder. He's good strong through the spine. You get behind him and he's square in the hind quarter and he's deep through that thigh, and he's got good bone and he stands and he tracks very well, that bull. He stands up on his feet very correctly. He's got good depth of heel. And you can just see that that bull can keep putting on more and more weight, and he's going to absorb that weight if he needs to. He's going to be a bull that, you know, he's only 17 months now. Let's imagine him at 24 months and with a bit more feed and how much he can fill out. He'll carry that thickness all the way through, deep, everywhere. And a bull that I think will have the structure and the structural integrity to be able to carry that weight and also have that natural muscling to put more and more beef on. So that's why I've put him up the front there with that good sheath. Over the reason I've put this fella in second place, he's very showing, very appealing type of bull, this bull. He's sort of one of those purpose-made bulls, I suppose. If you look at the two bulls that are back here, one's one way, one's the other, but this fella's more of a loose skin bull, heaps of bone, that softness of skin, that beautiful skin type. The other bull that's still standing there now at the moment, he's more of a tighter built bull, still plenty of carcass and probably a bit stronger in the spine, that bull, but I've gone with that fella in second place. Just so that you just don't see that beautiful skin, that beautiful front end, that good siry head, that tremendous bone that bull's got, and you can just see that bull producing really good females, and overall three very good bulls in the ring. But yeah, that's why I've gone for that fella in second. That just that extra bit of skin that he has, and looseness and that sire appeal through the front has put him in second place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll move on now to the judging of our junior champion and reserve junior champion bull. Therefore, ask if catalogue numbers 593 and 595, if you could please parade before the judge. I'd also ask that catalogue numbers 594 and 596, if you be prepared to enter the ring if the judge requires. Just some more information on these two bulls being judged now. 593 has a current weight of 443 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 7 and 5, and the EMA of 81. Catalogue number 595 has a current weight of 696 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 9 and 7, and an EMA of 116. Now ask if catalogue 596 could please enter the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, catalogue 596 has a current weight of 742 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 8 and 6, and an EMA of 112. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the junior bull. And today our junior champion bull in the Charbray ring goes to catalogue number 595. 595 is Huntington Warden, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. Our reserve junior champion bull today goes to catalogue number 596, Huntington Watson, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across to our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've gone with this fella as our junior champion for this year. Like I said earlier, he's a bull that just sort of ticks a lot of boxes. He's pretty sound. He's good on his feet and legs. You can see the natural muscling in him, but he's still soft enough. He's good through the sheath, good testicles on him. And I guess the way I look at it is if someone wanted to come and buy 100 bulls out of the paddock, if that sort of bull was put up to them, they'd take every single one every single time, because he's reproductively sound, his carcass, his softness, he's well made, and I just think that's a real safe type of a bull to use in the industry, where you can't go too wrong either each way, and he ticks those boxes, and that's why he's our junior champion. The fella I've put in as reserve junior champion, like I said earlier, just tremendous skin type on this bull, huge bone, a bull that's a real purpose bull. If you've got tighter females and need to loosen them up a bit, well, this will be the bull you want to get to. So a bull that has definitely a great place in the industry, but two very good bulls all overall, and thank you to the exhibitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now move on to the judging of the senior cow or heifer. We start off with class 95, cow or heifer, 20 months under 30 months. I would call on catalogue numbers 598, 599 and 600, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the senior cow heifer class 95, cow heifer 20 months and under 30 months. Today in first place we have catalogue number 599, Rangeview Vicky, exhibited by Stephen Palethorpe. In second place today we have catalogue number 600, Roper Downs Victoria, exhibited by Will Davidson. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's really not too much difference between these two heifers. They're both very, very good heifers. But I've tended to go with this heifer in our first place here. I just probably think she's a little bit more roomy than the heifer in second place. She's very good fronted. She's got a beautiful hooded eye and a big, broad, maternal muzzle on her, this particular female. As you see her walk out, she's got a good wedge shape to her. She's got a long hip to pin. She carries that deep down through the thigh. Plenty of flank on that female. Very good bone female as well. And I can just see that heart room and that volume in her to be a big broody cow as she goes on, and that's what put her over the heifer in second place. The heifer in second place, I love the skin about her. She's got a very, very long body, angulations correct. She's smooth all the way through. A heifer that, like I said, very hard to split those two heifers, but I just thought the heifer in first place just had a little bit more depth through the thigh and carried that volume a little bit better than the heifer in second place, but both very, very good females. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move on to our final senior cow heifer class, class 96, cow 30 months and under 60 months. Just a single entrant, if catalogue 601 could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in judging class 96, cow 30 months and under 60 months, and today goes to catalogue number 601, Huntington Maggie U293, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. I'll pass across to our judge for comments.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, shame she's the only one in the class here, but a female that's just a good moderate female, very clean and long body, this particular female, doing a really good job on that young heifer calf there. She's putting it all into the calf, and you can see this female, even though she's not going to be a massive big cow, she's very functional. She gets around even, very clean underneath, and she's throwing that onto a calf, which is a good sign. So overall, a really good unit, and congratulations to the exhibitor.
Thank you. We move now on to the judging of the senior champion and reserve senior champion cow heifer. If we could please have catalogue 599 and 601 please parade before the judge. I'd also ask that catalogue 600 be prepared to parade if the judge requires. Ladies and gentlemen, if catalogue 600 could please enter the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the senior champion cow or heifer and the reserve senior champion cow or heifer. And today our senior champion heifer goes to catalogue number 599, Rangeview Vicky, exhibited by Stephen Palethorpe. Our reserve senior champion cow or heifer today goes to catalogue number 600, Roper Downs Victoria, exhibited by Will Davidson. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass across our judge for comments on the class.
Well, thank you, and ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, it's the overall room and capacity I think this female will have in her as she goes older. This particular female, you just see so much depth. The body, that's such a loose flank on her. She's so deep through the thigh, got really good bone, very soft, quiet eye on a big, broad muzzle, good width between the eyes. Just a real deep, soft, roomy female that I think when people think of Charbrays, and I think that's what they want to see in the paddock, and I think that's the one that they want. So that's why she's there, just that overall volume. Taking nothing away from the female that's in reserve, like I said earlier, beautiful smooth coat type to this female. She's long, she's soft, she's feminine, just probably doesn't have that bone and that capacity like I think in that first female overall. But two very good exhibits of the breed. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on now to the judging of our Grand Champion cow or heifer. I would therefore ask our Junior Champion heifer, catalogue 590, and our Senior Champion cow or heifer, catalogue 599. If you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Grand Champion cow or heifer. Today it goes to catalogue number 599, Rangeview Vicky, exhibited by Stephen Palethorpe. They also received the Elders Shield of Excellence, sponsored by Elders Limited, and again that's being presented by Mr. Mitch Jackson from Mergen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've given the senior champion as our Grand Champion female. Taking nothing away from the young junior champion, but I just admire the room in this female and that flank and just that overall body capacity that this female will attribute as she gets older. She's very refined through the front still and just such a beautiful head and muzzle on her. I just think she's a real brood sort of cow, and congratulations to the exhibitors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will move on now to our senior bull class, class 97 bull, 20 months and under 30. This is our largest class of the day, so I would ask that class catalogue 602 through to 607, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, once they're in the ring, I will provide more information about those. Ladies and gentlemen, just some information about the bulls currently before you. Catalogue 602 has a current weight of 774 kilos, a P8 rip vat depth of 11 and 8, and an EMA of 127. Catalogue number 603 has a current weight of 882 kilos, P8 rip vat depth of 13 and 8, and an EMA of 130. Catalogue 604 has a current weight of 792 kilos, a P8 rip vat depth of 12 and 8, and an EMA of 133. Catalogue 605 has a current weight of 860 kilos, a P8 rip vat depth of 17 and 9, and an EMA of 126. Catalogue number 606 has a current weight of 994 kilos, P8 rip vat depth of 17 and 9, and an EMA of 139. Catalogue number 607 has a current weight of 1,046 kilos, a P8 rip vat depth of 14 and 8, and an EMA of 146. If Kate Boschhammer is around the ring, if you wanted to pop up here, we have something of yours. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in Class 97, bull 20 months and under 30 months. In first place today, we have catalogue number 603, Roper Downs Versace, exhibited by Will Davidson. In second place today, we have catalogue number 604, Roper Downs Valentino, exhibited by Will Davidson. And in third place today, we have catalogue number 605, Huntington Vernon, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bull that we put in first place here, I believe he was the clear winner of the class. Beautiful, long, soft-made bull, this bull. Great neck extension through the front. He's got sire appeal through the head. He's long-spined. I'd probably like to strengthen that spine just a little bit if I could, but you've got to admire the softness of skin this bull has, that looseness and extra flank that he has, the bone. He stands up well. He tracks smoothly when he walks. He's reproductively sound, and he just ticks lots of boxes for me for a bull that's only 22 months. He's still got enough muscle, still got some softness of fleshing and a real carcass behind him, and just a real easy doing type of bull, but I just love that flank and that extra little bit of bone that bull carries. The bull in second place, a bull that's probably a bit deceiving really. He probably doesn't blow you away when you stand beside him, but if you do get a chance later, go and stand behind this bull and see actually how thick this bull is and how square he is from the hind quarter. Beautiful and square over the hind quarter of this particular bull. He's got tremendous bone, he's got plenty of lift, so I think he's going to keep growing on to be a big bull, this particular bull. He's long and he's square made, and a bull that's got a real lot of carcass to him and offers the industry lots in that department. Placed him over the bull in third place. The bull in third place, he's just a safe all-rounder for me. He's got plenty of muscling, he's soft, he's smooth made, he covers easily, he walks around the ring, and that's probably the reason why he's up in third place over a couple of those bulls at the back. Just that structural correctness and that ability to track around the ring a little bit easier is what put him into third place. But all three very good beef bulls that were in the ring. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to our final senior bull class, Class 98, bull 30 months and under 42. Just a single entrant, catalogue 608. If you could please parade before the judge. Once again, if Kate Boschhammer is around the ring, if you'd be able to come forward to the tents, please. And just some info about this bull as he comes into the ring, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a current weight of 608 kilos, P8 rip fat depth of catalogue 608 has a current weight of 920 kilos, a P8 rip fat depth of 11 and 8, and an EMA of 131. And first place there is catalogue 608, Huntington Victor, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. That's for class 98, bull 30 months and under 42 months. I'll ask our judge for comments on this class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just a real good, reliable beef bull, this fella. We'll leave him till he comes back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the senior champion, judging in the senior champion and reserve senior champion bull. And today our senior champion bull goes to catalogue 603. 603, Roper Downs Versace, exhibited by Will Davidson. Our reserve senior champion bull today goes to catalogue 608, Huntington Victor, exhibited by the Welsh Cattle Company. And we'll ask our judge for comments on the judging of our senior champion bull class.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got our senior champion bulls here, and I'm pretty happy with what we ended up with, really. You look at both those bulls, they're both soft and easy fleshing. They've both got really good bone. They're both long and pretty well balanced, these two pair of bulls. I've just gone for this younger bull. He's only 22 months of age, that fella. He scans 130 eye muscle, so he's about 8 months younger than this bull, or 7 or 8 months younger than this bull, nearly the same eye muscle. So I've just gone for the overall performance that bull has for weight, for age. I really do admire, love the thickness and the depth of thigh and the bone in that first bull, and also in that second. But it's just that overall extra little bit of performance that first bull offers that put him up as the senior champion today. Taking nothing away from the fella in reserve. Great long hip to pin on that particular bull and long bodied. Yeah, just not quite as much performance as the fella in first. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on now to the judging of our grand champion bull in the Charbray ring. So I'd call our junior champion bull catalogue 596 and our senior champion bull catalogue 603, if you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, just a bit more information about the two Charbray bulls that are starting to parade before you. Catalogue 595 has a current weight of 696 kilos, P8 rib fat depth of 9 and 7, and an EMA of 116. Catalogue number 603 has a current weight of 882 kilos, a P8 rib fat depth of 13 and 8, and an EMA of 130. Ladies and gentlemen, the judge has made his decision in the judging of the Grand Champion Bull, and today it goes to catalogue number 603. 603, Ropeout Downs Versace, exhibited by Will Davidson. Ladies and gentlemen, they also receive the Elders Shield of Excellence, which today is being presented by Mr. Mitch Jackson from Mergen, along with the association sash. I'll ask our judge for comments on the class.
Thank you. Well, again, I'm quite happy with how these bulls have ended up here with our junior and senior champion. Taking nothing away from the junior champion down there, I really do like the muscle pattern in that young bull, and I think he's going to have a big future. You know what I mean? Like, you can just see that he's just starting to really hit his straps. He's naturally thick and all that sort of stuff. But I've just leant towards the senior champion just for his overall balance. He's probably just a little bit softer at the moment and fuller through the hind quarter. He carries that down his thigh, like I said earlier, and that beautiful flank that he's got in that bone, and he's very well balanced. And overall, like I said earlier when I was describing the junior champion bull, the thing is with a bull like this or that junior champion, if a big pastoral holding wanted to come and buy 20 or 50 or 60 bulls, these are the bulls that can go out and survive. They're good reproductively sound, they're sound-legged, they've got enough growth in them, they've got survivability to them, and I just think it's a really good spot for the breed to be in, and congratulations to the exhibitors for putting them forward like that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll move on now to the final class on the Charbray ring, which is the Breeders' Group. Class 99, there is a single entrant, catalogue 609. If you could please parade before the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, for your reference, the Breeders' Group is 3 animals, both sexes represented, bred and owned by the exhibitor. They must have been entered in general classes earlier today. I therefore ask if catalogue 609, if you could please parade before the judge.
So our last class today is Class 99, Breeders Group. The winner is the only exhibit 609, Welsh Cattle Co. I'll now hand over to the judge to pass his comments.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on the last class of the Charbrays for today, I'd like to thank again all the spectators, all the exhibitors today. It takes a lot to get these cattle into the ring, so thanks very much for your attendance today. But ladies and gentlemen, the group that come out, they're on their own, but I tell you what, they're a good mob of industry-relevant cattle, weren't they? Like, you could see that they all have fleshing, they've all got good bodies on them, they're reproductively sound, they track very well, the whole lot of them, and it's a credit to the breeder. They've stand up 3 very good animals there, and congratulations to the exhibitors all round. So thanks again, and thanks to the stewards and everyone else for their assistance and help today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the judging for the Charbray ring for the 2026 Royal Queensland Show. I'd just like to thank, obviously, our exhibitors along with our overjudge today, Mr. Wayne York, for both your comments and your adjudication. Also like to thank the stewards for their time. Ladies and gentlemen, that does wrap up judging for ring number 2 for today. We will be back here again tomorrow morning for judging prior to the judging and parade of Champion of Champions in the afternoon. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow.